No. Good evening, everyone. Today is January 5th. This is the Traffic and Transportation Committee. And I'm just going to outline just some of the basic rules. The committee members will be speaking first. If there's any questions, then it will be the community, and then we'll be going from there. We're gonna be, I don't have any remarks, just that, we are still working with DOT on certain issues with traffic on Bailey Street and some safety issues. And we have rescheduled with NTA another walkthrough for Friday, the 16th, January 16th at 10 a.m. at West 260th Street off of Broadway. With that being said, we're going on to roll call. I'm Debbie Allen, I'm present.
I'm Bob Bender and I'm here.
Margaret Tella, present.
Sylvia?
I'm present.
So we are excusing Ingrid Dialone. Her mother had passed away, and we give our deepest condolences to her and her family during this difficult time. And we're so sorry for her loss. Deborah Harris said she will not be here this evening. With that being said, we're going on to the December 18th, 2025 minutes. Are there any questions, concerns about the minutes?
I did want to raise one item, Debbie. The minutes should record people who were participated in the meeting other than the committee members, like guests or people online. We're supposed to record their names. Yeah. But that's the only comment I have.
Okay. Is there anything else on the minutes? Sylvia, any questions about the minutes?
No, I don't.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We can vote. All those in favor of the minutes, say aye.
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 Very good. Motion moves and it's approved. Okay, so let's move on to the Sable application for SARS. Their 57th anniversary dinner event for February 1st. Mr. Fado, thank you for joining us and thank you for waiting.
Thank you for having me.
And I know this is not your first event.
Right. So this has been going on for years, and we've been coming to community board for approval on parking and letting you guys know that we expect a big crowd, and we're looking for both sides of streets of 259th Street and the dead end of Netherland Avenue to have no parking signs for that day of the event. And that's pretty much it. And then we will have, for safety wise, we will have over 40 valet employees, security, NYPD, I guess, hopefully will be there as well, and just to make sure that everything is going smoothly.
Any committee members with any questions?
Yeah, I do have a question. Mr. Fado, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Vada, yes, that's fine.
Okay, sorry. In the past, wasn't it at the lower school?
No.
And, you've been doing the high school the last few years?
Yeah, the last time we did it in the lower school was probably about 20 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I'm behind the times.
That's
Okay.
okay.
All right. That was my only question. I seem to remember it having been at the lower school, but okay.
Typically, we have it in the high school, and then sometimes we have it off campuses, meaning not at the academy, but somewhere off-site.
And is this the same traffic arrangement that we had last year?
Yes.
Okay.
And I only have one question, and you're gonna notify your neighbors up at Skyview, cause they're right down the pathway
What we'll
from.
do is we send out, I think, we have a neighborhood email that we send out to Skyview or the surrounding neighborhood, stores, etc. And let them know that we're having the event. And obviously with the signs, NYPD signs put up the day before, maybe Friday. This event is on a Sunday this year. Typically it's on a Saturday, but we did move it to a Sunday. And yeah, we will let our neighbors know.
Sylvia, do you have any questions for Mr. Fowler?
No, actually, I don't know if it was last year. I do believe it was. They came before the education committee and we approved it and it worked out very well. I didn't get any complaints from anyone. So I'm all for it.
Thank you.
Questions? Anybody in the community with any questions for Mr. Fowler? No? No raised hands? I know, Mr. Gelman, you just walked in. Any questions?
This was by the SAPO?
Yes.
No.
Okay, all righty. With that being said, we need a motion?
Yeah, motion to approve.
Second.
Who's that?
I've never seen that message before.
Close
We
it?
just close.
Close that.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, we just see something, Mr. Fowler, on the screen that unusual.
Oh, okay.
This motion has been properly presented. Are we ready for the vote?
Sure.
All those in agreement with passing this applicant sample application for February 1st, the SARS 57th anniversary dinner event. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I
Thank you. We will present this to our full board meeting in February.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Take care. Next on our agenda is a presentation from Con Edison. And it's regarding the project on West 254th Street between Riverdale Avenue and Palisade Avenue. We have present with us Jeffrey Laffer. Can you pass there's a sign sheet?
Yes.
I don't know what that is. Is that interfering?
I don't know what that is either. I've never seen that message before.
Will we take it down or no?
I'm like, no.
No, it doesn't seem to. I tried to close it, it doesn't close.
Street one something.
Gelman, is it your laptop?
I don't think so, I'm checking right now, but.
Can you close it and see if it stops?
Close on it.
Nope.
Yeah, it's clearly on the TV. I wouldn't worry about it.
Mhm. Yeah,
It just doesn't interfere with the presentation. Okay. It's all yours.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Can you hear me on camera?
Sylvia, can you hear Mr. Laffer?
yes, I can. Yes.
Okay, great. Good afternoon, thank you to the Traffic and Transportation Committee for having us. My name is Jeffrey Laufer, I'm a Corporate Affairs Manager with Con Edison. I cover the area for our Corporate Affairs Division. Also joined is Denise from our Public Improvement Department. I'm just gonna give a brief overview of some projects that have taken place in the district. So let's get started. So there's ongoing gas main replacement work that's been taking place for well over a year. We're coming up on the tail phase. I'll get into that in a moment. And then we'll also discuss we'll briefly discuss the upcoming New York City Department of Design and Construction project that they are taking the lead on. I just want to reiterate that it's not a Con Edison project. They've asked us to be
We
our
understand.
so the gas main replacement project, which is actually covering the northern part of the Riverdale area. We've been in the area for well over a year. We're getting to the tail end of it. And we have two more layouts, which are kind of like our blueprints for infrastructure work. And the anticipation date is February or March of this year, barring any challenges or extra layouts. Just so people are aware, when we do gas main replacement work, it's for a safety reason. We're retiring the old gas main and we're replacing with new gas mains. We deal with all the homeowners. It's a very intensive process. You have to take them off the gas and then you have to reinstall them. And it's not like electric where you can kind of just flip a switch. You have to actually go in, especially with when people have single family homes, you have to go in and reconnect, and it can be a bit of a challenge. But we've done curb to curb restoration in areas that we've touched. We've also done, we try to be as good of a neighbor as possible. I know it's kind of challenging, especially in some of these smaller corridors. We do send out also work notifications. Anybody that has an email in the impacted area with us will receive a work notice. One went out on Tuesday, letting people know, to expect work in their area. Not everybody wants to give us their email, but those that do get this, and we also ask that people that maybe don't have an email or aren't as computer literate, let their neighbors know these things are going on. And we always try to be as accommodating as possible when there's work going on, especially if we're blocking somebody's driveway or blocking a street or a bus. We coordinate with the precinct and FDNY as well as the community board, and to let them know what's going on. And I brought copies of my work notice for the committee so you can take a look at what it looks like. The next thing I want to talk about is the upcoming DDC project. So the New York City Department of Design and Construction has requested that Con Edison relocate poles in advance of their upcoming Northwest Bronx School Safety Improvement Project, also known as HWX 406. Con Edison's Public Improvement Department is coordinating closely with DDC to meet their project needs. They've asked us to submit plans, and we're in the process of doing that with our engineering department. DDC anticipates the start of construction to be summer of 2027. You may ask, well, why are we doing this now? From my understanding is that we have to do all our part before DDC does their part. So they've asked us to relocate 25 poles at the moment. And all our relocation work is going to be directly tied to their timelines. And so here's a map of the specific trench that they're asking us to cover. They're asking us for about 25 poles, 7 blocks, or 2,500 feet. But again, this is a DDC project, so they're really taking the lead on it with their team. And
Is it possible to put it in presentation mode so it takes the whole screen? Or no?
I can present in Teams. Let me see.
Yeah.
Just that
presentation.
bottom. It's on the bottom icon, it has that little
Yeah,
Which one?
in the
Oh, I see.
actual document, in the PowerPoint presentation.
yeah, because it's so small, I can't really.
Oh, no problem.
Copy that one.
It's on.
No, not, but it's on.
It's on the
Not on
computer.
your,
When you're on the actual document, yeah, this one.
Jeff?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if that helps that much.
That's a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm happy to share a copy of the presentation.
Oh,
with the committee.
absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, I can actually, that's only on my computer. I was trying to zoom, well, you see a little bit of a zoom in.
Yeah,
So, so it's that stretch on 245 West 245th Street. And again, this is really about school safety. Again, it's not our project, it's DDC's project. But in order to make the area safer for the schools in the area. They're doing a number of things. From my understanding, there's gonna be curbs and sidewalks and other kind of restoration work in the area.
I hate to interrupt, so our request of having like the wiring underneath the ground is not possible, because you're
Well, no.
doing poles.
No, they're asking us to relocate 25 poles. So Denise, right, from my understanding, the wiring is gonna be all underground, is that
Yeah.
correct?
Probably.
No, we're going back to overhead.
Okay.
Okay, so I was hoping underground, but I also wanted, Santa's not coming this year, that's okay.
So anyway, this is like some photos from the area.
Mhm.
And as you can see, you know, the poles are kind of like in the street, there's no real sidewalks to put them in. And so, you know, they've asked us to kind of be a good neighbor, and and again, it's their project, so they're the ones that would have to be the ones to answer any questions like that. So.
I understand.
Mhm.
Is that the end of the?
Yeah, that's
it?
that's all I have to offer.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest with you, from my experience working with DDC, they typically hire a community liaison to be their point person for the project. So they'll deal with us, and we look at some intermediary between the community board and the other agencies and utilities.
I had a question.
Bob had his hand up.
Okay, go ahead, Mark.
No, it's Jason.
Um,
What?
all right, so
Welcome back.
One of you go.
Welcome back.
my question, have
Yes,
they
thank you,
given,
Mark.
have they given you specifics on where you're relocating the poles? Like, have they said, are you going 8 feet west or 8 feet north or something? That's my question.
I had, like I said, I have my colleague Denise. Denise, have we gotten to that stage of the project where they're specifying where exactly they like the poles?
No, so typically when it comes to relocation work, since we are the facility operator, we have to, I guess, determine where the best suitable solution based on the project and where we have to move in the space that we have. But because the DDC project is still within the design phase, we're sort of, moving alongside the DDC to analyze how their project is impacting our facilities, exactly how out of the poles that we have, can we preserve some of those, or do we have to move all of them? We have to also meet with our own subject matter experts, so in this case, the overhead department, to see exactly where we could place those poles based on also what the city is proposing to do in that area, because there will be new curbs and sidewalks and pedestrian ramps, so that will also affect the location of the relocated poles. But
So
I guess
when
to answer your question, make it short, it's no, we're not at the stage right now where we know exactly where we're gonna put them.
So when it does get to that stage, will you come back or to tell us the reconfiguration of the poles? And how will we be notified is my question.
I mean, I'm happy to come back and represent on this, but again, it's really DEC's project.
No, I understand that. So my question is just, who is going to inform the community board and the people on 254th Street about the relocation? Will it be you or will it be DDC? They'll say, here's where the new poles are going.
Denise, typically DDC handles that aspect of things, right?
Correct, to my understanding, yes.
Okay,
But if I get any information that I can share, I'm happy to try to do so.
okay, thank you.
I had a question unrelated to this project, but I was curious, there's some poles that are at a tilt in the adjacent neighborhood.
We could talk about that offline.
Okay,
I'm happy to take those back, but
okay.
really, I don't wanna, Denise's time is valuable, so I really wanna keep her here for this project.
Okay. So we have.
David Gellman, do you have a question since we're gonna go to community?
No, thank you, though.
All right, Dan, Shiloh?
Yeah, thanks so much. I just had a quick question regarding the decision to, keep the poles above ground and not go underground. Why are they staying above ground? Why are we not going underground with the electrical work?
So from my understanding, and just to kind of like take a step back and put it into perspective, so my team, the team that I manage, Public Improvement, we are the primary liaison between city projects and internal Con Ed engineering and construction forces. So we are the ones that first take a look at the project, what the city's proposing to do, and then we analyze it and see how that project is going to affect or interfere with our facilities. And part of our job is also to make sure that we accommodate the city project to make sure that it moves along and if it's within their schedule and budget. As far as like the decision of whether to stay overhead or underground, to my understanding is there has been numerous studies done by our regional engineering group, which they deal with the overhead and underground grid in the Bronx. And at this time, we cannot move to an underground system. That's why we have to keep it to an overhead system. So our primary goal here is to be the least disruptive as possible to the community and our system, while at the same time accommodate the city project. So in order to make it the least disruptive will be to keep it as an overhead system. Also, just to kind of give you a little bit of background, I mean, you can see those streets are very narrow. The city, on top of doing the reconfiguration of curbs and sidewalks, they're also doing new water mains, new sewers in that corridor. So the underground space that's available there, it's very, very congested. So to even look at the possibility of having the system move underground will be challenging given the lack of underground real estate that there is in the area.
So a regional engineer from Con Ed looked and decided that it's not feasible. That's essentially where the decision was
Yeah.
made.
Correct.
Do you know who that was from Con Ed? Do you know which team that was?
I don't have a contact person exactly. I know it's regional engineering, Bronx Regional Engineering from Con Ed.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. And if anybody wanted to kind of speak to that group, what would be the way to contact them?
I could talk to Jeffrey offline so he can, I guess, pass the contact person along, or however, Community Affairs wants to present that or how the decision was made.
Yeah, that would be really helpful. I think a lot of people would greatly, greatly appreciate that. And I really appreciate you taking the time to answer. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, no
So,
problem. Thank you.
Mr. Shiloh, if you could email the office specifically with that question to Community Board 8, so our district manager would have that information and she can coordinate with DDC, and that would be helpful. So it'd be full circle and we can share that.
Absolutely. Do you mind actually just putting that email into the chat function so that we could see it, or put it on the screen in some way? Is that possible?
I don't have the ability to do that.
Oh, okay.
But if you go to our website,
I'll be able to
Community Board 8
Google Community Board 8.
Bronx.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
Community
fine.
Board 8 Bronx. Yes.
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome question. Thank you. Any other questions specifically to this construction, 254th Street? No, nothing else? All right, thank you so much.
No problem.
All right.
Like I said, I have copies of the link note so you can see what gets sent out to the community.
Thank you.
It's double sided.
Thank you.
No, we just need the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, not so much.
But maybe leave one here for the board office.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, leave one for the board office.
Yeah.
Just.
There you go.
You're welcome to stay all night, but
Yeah.
I don't know why you would. But
I'm gonna follow up.
With Margaret, your simple question.
Mhm.
Okay. We're gonna move on the agenda.
Thank you, Denise, for your help.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
The next is an update with City Bike and its location. I believe everyone has the handout with City Bike, and we've met with them over the summer, with Assemblyman Dinowitz and Councilman Dinowitz, and this is what we have. Does anyone have any questions? Do you want us to go back to them? Because I can tell you, despite in Dival and Riverdale Metro North Station, they said it was pretty much off limits because of the property is not owned by the city, it's owned by a different branch, and there's, you know, all these other issues in terms of why they can't put it by Spike and Dival or Riverdale station.
I was surprised to see there wasn't one near Wave Hill. Do you know if typically they look to place city bikes near like institutions?
It was based on a grid.
Got it.
So based on the grid they presented.
Yeah, it would be like an outlier.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So we presented them with many different options. They were able to really accommodate maybe two of what we wanted. We were able to keep the Accessoride location because I thought, that was worth fighting for. But other than that, there's really wasn't a lot of wiggle room with them because of the grid. My concern is there's still not a lot of usage for some of the city bikes. I'm still concerned about the one on 238th Street and Broadway. Next to the store that's gonna be opening up. It's it's on the whole side of their building of their business. I don't know how that's gonna impact them. I'm sensitive to the business owners because I want them to succeed. So that's where we're at.
This is exciting though. It looks great. I think.
I find it a little hard to visualize. I know that, the east and south and west and all that, but it's still a little hard to visualize. I think I know the actual locations, but I'd love to see a map that was
With
at a
the
smaller
street.
scale, exactly.
Well,
a smaller scale. Or a bigger
was
scale, I
hoping
guess, right?
that is what they presented us the last time, which had the actual, like number one was Riverdale Avenue to 263rd Street.
Right.
I was hoping for a better grid like that
Right.
as opposed to a map, but that's
Yeah.
where we're at. I do have when they presented us last time with the actual addresses, locations, which is,
Yeah. I
not
agree
really
with that.
not really helpful for people online or what right now, but we're gonna be losing parking spots, which is gonna be, up for a lot of our neighbors.
Yeah.
Are we-
Sylvia,
Are we just zeroing in on South Riverdale as far as new places for the bikes? Or
no, it's all of community board aid, not just.
Okay. Then I have a question. I got off. I don't get around too much, so I was in my daughter's car, and we got off on Van Cortlandt, off the Major Deegan, and we came down Tibbet Avenue. And right near the engineering building of Manhattan College, there is a station there with the bikes. It's up against a chain link fence that obviously belongs to the people living there. There's parking on both sides of the street, and there is traffic going both north and south. And the bikes are hanging on the side of the road. If you have a car that's going north, but it's on the west side of the street. So if you have a car passing on the left side, the east side, you have to stop. You can't go down the west side because otherwise you're going to hit the whole row of bikes. And I'm wondering if that was looked at when you walk through, or is that something that has been there for a long time and nobody complained? But to me, it looks like an accident waiting to happen.
I don't recall walking through that part of our community. I don't recall, but we could take another look and do a walkthrough and see if there's any issues there.
Yeah, because it needs a larger, a wider street. You know, it can't be up against the cars and it can't be up against the person's property. So, you know, something has to give.
If you can do me a favor, you can email me your assessment, what you saw to the office, and then we're gonna loop back around to City Bike.
Okay,
I'm gonna go.
no problem.
Jody had her hand up first.
Do we want to do
Hi.
David or you want to do Jody?
We'll do
Hi,
Jody
thank
first.
you. Actually, Sylvia sort of touched a little bit on what I was going to ask. I looked at the map. I don't know if it's been updated since I saw it last, but it seemed that there was a station on K-Park at Independence near Henry Hudson Park. Is that still on the map?
Looks like it, yes.
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 Okay.
It's got an S
So-
on it.
So will they be paving over to widen the sidewalk to fit? Because I think it will be the similar situation to what Sylvia has described, that the sidewalk there isn't really wide enough. In case, I'm usually not on TNT, but I am the volunteer steward of Henry Hudson Park, and we have gardens at both of those corners. So I was curious as to where exactly that station would be and whether it would impact the gardens, whether they would be paving any of the median areas between the park and the sidewalk, because those are still park's property. Because it just doesn't seem wide enough for a city bike station, which it sounds like they put the 238th Street one in a similar situation where it would be sticking out into the road.
Jody, thank you for that comment, and if you can also email the office specifically what the concern is, and we'll circle back around to Citibank.
I'll even send you pictures. And then
Thank you.
just a second point of fact, what you said about the Spuyten Duyvil station is actually a DOT versus MTA finger pointing thing. Spuyten Duyvil station has free parking because it's a DOT street. The only part that is owned by MTA is the first turn going down to the bus stop and part of the strip that is in front of the cars, but the rest of it is the map street. So that's kind of interesting that they were saying that they couldn't put things there. I think they're just concerned about the backlash of losing parking spaces. Yeah, because we've tried to get that paved and resurfaced, and DOT says, oh, it's MTAs, and MTA says, oh, it's DOTs, and we had sinkholes there, and it took like 8, for those of you that were on those meetings it took 8 months for somebody to take responsibility to fix the road. So I would ask them to look at the title maps to see who owns what.
Okay, thank you. David?
Yes, thanks. Actually, I think I might have a couple of answers to a couple of questions. One, Sylvia's, I think I know where she's talking about because I was just there an hour ago. Typically, they put the bikes 90 degrees to the curb, but at that location on Tibbet, it's at 60 degrees. So it's within the parking lane. It's not a lot of excess, but it's still within the parking lane on Tibet Avenue. So that should be okay. In terms of this map, like Wave Hill and all that sort of stuff, it seems as though the blue-gray part of the map in the lower right is their first go round. This yellowish area in the middle, or yellow border, seems to be their second expansion. And hopefully they will do a third expansion in the northwest and the gray areas. But I do have two questions. One that relates to what Jody mentioned, which is Independence and Capac, and then Capac and Knowles Crescent. And this is something we've talked about in the past. Those are really double and triple wide sidewalks. And I don't see why they can't be placed on there, just like 238th by the Rite Aid Super Fresh. There is room there for it. Now, I have a car, but I've got a parking space in my garage in my building, so it's not an issue for me, but for my neighbors, they're gonna lose parking there. And similarly on Knowles Crescent, that's a commercial district that the stores will lose 2, 3, maybe 4 parking spaces. So
we presented different proposals from different people, and we sent yours also, and they
Okay.
all respond back, it's not within this grid.
not within this
They
grid.
have a grid of how they're able to do the city bikes.
You mean like a list of criteria?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Grid. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
I'm
a
thinking
grid.
this is a grid.
no, grid
Okay.
for how they're able to do city bike.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Then the other question I have is, have they given any sense of their timing of these locations? The reason why I ask is, yes, personally, I'm very interested in the Capac Street ones, but also because what those locations at the Spuyten Duyvil part of the community, as opposed to the middle and northern Riverdale part, is they would the lower ones would have direct access to the Henry Hudson Bridge, which would have access to the Dyckman Park and Dyckman Street and the A train, which would improve transportation options a great deal. I don't know if you're familiar, but I mean, with the new bike path, the pedestrian path they created on the Henry Hudson Bridge, where they essentially tripled it, it's actually quite easy to bike over the bridge, go into Dyckman Park and to Dyckman Street and get to the A train. And right now, it's only about 4 hours a day that there's a BX20 bus that goes there. So I think that would really improve transportation. I've ridden my bicycle on there that way, and I find it's less than 10 minutes door to door. And so in the same fashion, so if they could prioritize south to north in their planning or their scheduling of installation, I think it makes sense.
But they've been kicking this can with this bike plan since the summer, so.
No, I understand that, but
So
they-
this December, this is following up from our July, August.
Right.
So I don't know when their next set of expansion is gonna happen again, but this is from the summer.
No. I'm
The
not
current
asking
ones.
for an additional expansion. I'm asking that there's about 20 stations indicated here. I'm suggesting that it would be useful to start in the south, head north.
Oh, how are they gonna do it outline? I could ask them, I don't know,
Fair enough.
don't know.
Thank you.
Based on their scheduling, staffing. Who's that? John?
John Zeftel. Okay, I have just it's been really interesting to hear community concerns around City Bike. Shout out to, I think it was Jody and Henry Hudson Park, walk past it every day to Metro North. Beautiful. Thank you for your work there. Yeah, and I just want to give I'm gonna give a little love for City Bike, because I do think this is an exciting moment for Riverdale and how we can connect with the rest of the Bronx. I found myself in Norwood right before a thunderstorm this summer, and my buddy convinced me to hop on a City Bike. I'd never done it before. It was a revelation. The way we were able to pop back into Riverdale. Of course, we docked at the 38th and Broadway and had to climb up and stopped at ABB for a beer. I mean, it was great. And it would have been, would have been nice to be able to get all the way up the hill. So, quite a hill. But so I just want to give like a little love for City Bike, and I'm also it's been interesting to hear what the trade-offs are. Right? And like I'm interested to get the same answers y'all are looking for. So my question though is, I went into the agenda that got emailed out, and I tried the link for this map, and it appeared to be broken. So I'm wondering if is this a public map that I could just Google or?
It should be, yes, yes.
Okay.
If
I
you
just
go to Community Board 8 and there should be a link for specifically for City Bike and you
okay.
tap on it, it should pop up. But
I
it
mean,
doesn't show you specifically, it shows you this map actually, which was emailed out.
Maybe it's my browser. Yeah, I looked in my email. I'll try with
So
another
if
browser or
it's-
something.
It happened to me too.
Okay,
So we
okay.
can
Yeah.
follow up with the office,
Yeah.
and have them fix the link tomorrow. Let me just see if it's posted to
Might
the
work.
TNT.
It's on the TNT page. That's the first
Yeah,
listing.
that's where
It's
I
under
found it, on the
23.
committee TNT page.
That works, yeah, I know it works.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if you go to Bronx Community Board 8, go to the actual committee pages, go to TNT, and you'll see as you scroll down presentations to the committee, it's the first bullet point that's hyperlinked for this map.
Referencing now, like that's the one you all are looking at. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and the link works,
All right. Cool.
but it's
I'll
not,
find-
but it's broken in the email.
That's a Northwest Bronx expansion map. But that's the okay. Cool.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you so much for fielding my question. I'm probably gonna get off in a little bit, but have a great meeting, everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else has their hand up? No?
No.
All right. Any other feedback about City Bike?
When does the rollout begin? Do we have a date at this point?
Well, they posted this is like their final
Right.
from the summer. They
Right.
just gave us in December. I'm not sure exactly when they're gonna roll out. I mean, it's
Okay.
probably be in the spring because it's
Right.
winter now.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. And we can ask them which site they're gonna tackle first. So,
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah.
Based on staff.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So let's now move on to budget priorities. All right, I know we sort of kind of like tabled it, and I can do a quick overview of what we did in terms of expense budget requests. We wanted to add for safe crossings for TNT to add schools for some of the crossing signals, refresh the length of pedestrian walk signals that are on the ground, to add that into one of our priorities. Item number 6 was explore when can they restore the BX20 bus? You're laughing.
Yeah, we asked it every year for the last 8 years, I think.
Well, for me, this is a new ask.
Okay.
It's a new ask. And is it possible to add commercial parking signs for certain areas, so folks that need to park, they're unloading, offloading, to make it easier for businesses to be able to get items.
Do you have particular locations?
We wanted to actually add that on certain locations on Broadway. But right now with all that construction that's there, maybe a new point. So that's as far as we got with that in terms of expense budget request. Of adding stuff there. For 2028. And then for the capital budget, as far as we got up to, was really looking at the Step Street, and we're still focusing on the Step Street because people still need, if we're limiting how people can get around by car and by bus, we should be able to have the step street should be workable and people should be able to safely going up and down the step street. We did have one step street that's already been upgraded. So we could take that one off the list. But in terms of looking at Community Board 8 as a whole community board and not just, focusing on Riverdale, is there any other step street that we think that we wanna just re-rank?
Well, we had, according to, the FY 27 capital budget priorities. The one we ranked the highest that year was the step street between Waldo and Irwin on 238th Street. I don't know these streets. I do know that step street, and I do know that it needs work. But the other one that was ranked high was 231st between Sedgwick and Kingsbridge Terrace. And I'm sure I've taken that step street once in the past, but I don't remember it well enough to be able to say, well, that one should take priority, or, which one is more important than the other. So we need a lot more community input, I think, in order to be able to say which one comes first, which one's second.
Which was the one that was completed? Is that the 230 above Bailey?
None of them are really completed.
Oh, I thought you said that.
There was one that we got approval for, the Summit. Summit Place,
right.
yeah, and Heath. So
Heath,
that
Bailey.
we could take that one directly, like take
Right.
that off,
Okay.
Yeah.
cause that has been addressed.
Yeah.
Waldo and 230, there's just so many things going on that 238th Street. But I think that Waldo and 238th Street is still a high priority.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just a question, which is one, which is two, but yeah, all these step streets are, I think, important and necessary. They do deteriorate over time.
I still think that should be number one. And maybe separating out number 4, because it looks like
This is 230th from Netherland to Edge Hill.
yeah, and then you have 230th Street from Edge Hill Avenue to Johnson Avenue. Do you have a copy of this?
I don't have that one on my copy.
You know,
No.
number 4?
Well, I have number 4,
That
yeah.
was, I think why they
Oh, I'm
rejected.
sorry, there's two of them
Yeah,
there.
but I think why they rejected, because I also looked at why did they rejected some of these. Some of them they rejected basically because there was too many things in one
And one, right.
correct
Yeah, those should be separate.
How
Why?
many things in one what?
in one box. Like like on number 4, we had 230th Street from Netherland Avenue to Edge Hill Avenue, Step Street, and then we put West 230th Street, Edge Hill Avenue to Johnson Avenue, and then Step Street to West 230th Street from Johnson Avenue to Irwin Avenue. So that's why they rejected all of it altogether, because there was too many
Yeah,
things. So this should really be. That number 4 should probably. The first one could be number 4, then the next one should be number 5, and
right,
then the next one should be number 6.
right.
That's why they rejected. Cause I also looked at why they rejected some of the step streets.
Yeah, I mean, what's
So
strange
it's
is they're
clear.
all contiguous.
Hmm?
It's from
Yeah.
one street to another to another.
Yeah, but. the
But
way
that's
they
not the way
rejected
DOT sees it, right?
No.
Okay.
So what we could do, number 3 is out, right?
Summit Place.
Summit Place, make the Netherland Avenue, Edge Hill Avenue. Keep that, make that number 3, then the next one number 4,
Right.
and then the other one number 5.
I just ran that yesterday, and it didn't seem problematic. I'm surprised the Waldo one, some of the stones are separating, and that could be dangerous, but.
Yeah.
But the Netherland, Edge Hill, Johnson, Irwin.
People perceive the lighting not being.
Ah.
Okay.
Cause I'm running at 7 in the morning, okay.
I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking about lighting, I was
Lighting.
talking about the stones.
The
and
lighting,
steps.
the rail.
Okay,
It's
I
the
see.
same thing with, what is it, Independence and 261st Street. There's a little pathway
Oh,
going down.
yeah,
Above,
it's at the
Sky
end
View.
of, it's right, it's the end of Arlington Avenue going
Yeah,
north,
Right.
going down to 261st.
Yeah,
and
and-
the- Yeah, it's a mess. I mean, it's just a lot of stones and,
Has
yeah.
anybody ever taken responsibility for it? I mean, I don't know that DOT said it's there, some, or parks, or there was a lot of bouncing back and forth 2 years ago. On
It's
that,
still a mess.
Yeah, that's got
that's
to
right,
be
that's just below
DOT.
you.
Yeah, it must be DOT.
I don't know.
There's no park there.
I'm sorry, Jody has her hand up.
Oh,
Jody?
yes.
Sorry, Jody.
That's okay. Could you just, instead of just saying numbers, could you say the street names too? Because
sure,
the
no problem.
community doesn't have a copy of that list. So I was
Okay.
also received an email asking for feedback for the budget priorities by
Yes.
January 31st. But the list wasn't sent. How can I give feedback if I don't know what's on the list?
Got it. So,
So-
capital budget, what we're looking at was for the first one for TNT, DOT was a step street, was West 238th Street from Waldo Avenue to Irwin Avenue. Realigning and reconstructing the step street. And increasing the lighting and pedestrian visibility. And then for number 2 was West 231st Street from Sedgwick Avenue to Kingsbridge Terrace Step Street. Because it's crumbling. And also there's an issue with lighting, visibility, which in graffiti, a lot of interesting, that there's issues there, but it's also a safety issue. The one that we have approved, we're taking that one off, the Summit Place in Heath Avenue to Bailey Avenue Step Street. DOT said they're gonna replace that. We made the next one is the Step Street, West 230th Street from Netherland Avenue to Edgehill Avenue, Step Street. And then the next one, which is number 4 for us, would be West 230th Street from Edgehill Avenue to Johnson Avenue, Step Street. And then from there, West 230th Street from Johnson Avenue to Irwin Avenue, Step Street. Same issues with cracked steps, reinforcement of a hand railing, removing of graffiti. It would be nice if they could make them all ADA, but I think that's a far stretch.
Yeah,
That's a very far
That's a
stretch.
real stretch.
yeah, mhm,
It's too,
yeah.
They're too steep,
Narrow and too
Too
steep.
steep, yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I
too
can add to
steep
that.
and bordering private property.
Yes, so no room for expansion.
Yeah.
We have-
I was on.
We have 25% of the step streets in the whole city.
Wow. Do we
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
and that 230 is
Yeah.
the longest in all the city. I'll send it to you, there's a Facebook reel about the history of it.
Okay.
I just saw it yesterday, and I sent it to Barbara Kale, because she lives literally right next to it at Edgehill. So the lower segment you were just talking about, I was there yesterday, I noticed several of these step streets have these beautiful cobblestone water sluice.
Mhm.
And the one there has not been touched in years, because it not only is it overdone with tons of leaves, but there's actually invasive trees that have started growing. They're not bigger than this, but clearly they've been in place for years.
Mhm.
So they really need to do that, because that impedes the
Water.
successful water
Water.
landscape. Yep,
And that's the Step Street, West 230th and which one?
the lowest,
The
Johnson down to
Down
Irwin,
down to
and
Irwin.
mostly close to Irwin.
Yeah. Well, that's a maintenance item.
Right.
But that may not necessarily be a.
Yeah, I mean, to reconfigure it as a capital project, but to do the maintenance to remove leaves and litter and trees and bushes that are growing up, that's maintenance. That's expense. I mean, that's ordinary
Well,
maintenance.
the leaves, I would agree, the growing trees.
If it borders, you may have to take the whole thing up and
Yeah.
replace it.
Maybe. Mhm. Yeah.
Maybe it's to their judgment,
Hmm.
how they do it.
So
but
you
they
want
should
me
do
to
it.
put that on the expense one?
That's where I would think it belongs. I mean,
Put it-
frankly, it's not, it's really just bringing it to their attention. It's not something new.
Right.
It's really just what should be standard
Clean up.
maintenance, yeah.
But-
Cleaning the swale, on,
Wales is very-
Johnson down to Irwin.
I've brought the leaves to Farrah's attention in the past, but it wasn't until yesterday that I noticed there's actually trees.
Yeah,
Well, they may have to. And that's DOT,
should be.
or would it
I
be,
believe so.
or would it be
Should be.
sanitation?
It all depends on who wants to pass the buck, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
yeah,
There is, I think sanitation has
Yeah,
the
you want-
steps. The actual physical steps, clean, leaves and shoveling. But the swale, it's a better term that you gave, I think it might be, geez, DOT could be DEP.
the ideal thing to do.
It's
really
DOT's right of way. It's a map street.
No, the swales on the side though.
it's still,
Yeah, they're part of the mapped width of the street.
Okay.
so it's DOT, Sylvia?
Yeah, that's
Maybe that was
Jody.
Jody.
Oh, that was Jody, I thought
Yeah.
we even said that.
Jody.
But the other thing we could do is give this information to Farah for the district service cabinet meeting, because that's the place where you get representatives from different agencies. And I mean, I can just see this coming. The DOT is going to say it's sanitation, and sanitation is going
Yeah,
to say it's
I-
DOT. Yeah,
It's always that.
right. So, we should hope to bring it to Farah's attention for our next DSC meeting.
For that,
District
Swell.
service cabinet, yeah,
Yeah.
for the swales.
alright, so like, we're good. Do we wanna add anything else?
On
The
expense.
Hold on, yes.
on
We-
expense.
Well, I know, I wasn't sure where we were going. Do you want to do capital, Margaret?
If we are talking both, the Jerome Reservoir lighting
Hmm.
was recommended last year. No, 2024.
2024,
And
Oh, you know
the
what?
city response was to resubmit.
Jerome
Mm-hmm.
Reservoir,
Yeah,
can
like.
you send that to me? Lighting?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. This is along Reservoir Avenue?
Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm.
Wasn't that a joint with folks?
Yeah,
And that's,
and public safety.
and that's under expense?
No capital.
Capital. Lighting. Okay, and utility poles wouldn't be under us. Margaret, do you have utility? Margaret?
Under a request? Maybe. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, the one thing I know is that DOT is responsible for streetlights. No matter where they are, even if they're in a park, DOT is responsible for them.
That's what we need. Because there's so many streetlights without lights.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
Mhm.
that's the thing to do. Yes.
but again, I mean, that's ordinary maintenance.
That's what I was
It's
told.
not-
Yeah.
I was told it was maintenance.
Right,
You would think.
I received, I think I wrote one of them down and sent it, and they told me it's maintenance.
Mhm.
They said it's not,
Then do it.
Right, exactly.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Does the city of New York need us to ask for additional light bulbs to be purchased? Like,
Yeah, I
is
don't know.
this?
Sometimes
I
it's
know.
the fuses. So if you put in a 311, they'll come and inspect, and I actually had met
They'll come
Farah
during the
out.
day and they don't see the light is out because
Yeah,
they will not. They will
That's
not fix
exactly
it.
what I was gonna say. They came during the
Come during
day,
the day.
and then I was like, no, it's only these lights, these lights, these lights. And then they sent a crew. I said, here's pictures at night. So you have to send the pictures of the outages at night to
But then you
Farah.
can't see the outage. It's too dark.
But some of it is also trees, but I just wanted to ask if two things were still on there from previous years. Julie Jenkins, who stewards Ewan Park, had requested additional lighting on the stairs in Ewan Park. I don't know if
What?
that is.
What's the name of the park?
Yeah.
EWEN.
EWEN. It's like Riverdale Avenue and 231st Street. And it has that massive set of stairs that go up to Johnson.
The XLV staircase.
Was that through Parks or something previously? Because I don't see it as a request. The only thing that I recall from our capital historical documentation at Ewan Park is related to water runoff and helping
That same
rectify
stair.
that. Yeah, but so in my very extensive going through all of these capital requests, I have not seen anything for Ewan Park in terms of lighting. If you have it, I'd love for you to send it to us. But
I'll reach out to her to see if she's still interested in that. But
Let's put it down.
as Bob had
Let's
mentioned,
put it down.
Yeah.
even if it's in a
ERW Ewan Park.
No,
Additional light.
EWEN.
EN. As Bob mentioned, even though it's in a park, it's DOT, because we've had lights out in Henry Hudson Park, and DOT
I'm
has
just
to
gonna
deal with
just
them.
emphasize for safety.
Right.
It's safety.
Right, it's a safety issue.
It's a safety issue.
It's a community, actually.
And I'm having trouble here with my mic. Can you hear me? Can
You
you
hear
hear
you
me?
fine, Joey.
No, you're fine.
Is that
Until
better?
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is Bradley Terrace still on there? The Bradley Terrace Step Street? Bradley Terrace, or now it's,
No, that doesn't even, no, doesn't ring a bell at all.
okay, that was in like a couple of years ago. It has the asphalt hex pavers that are traditionally used when they're leading to parks, which that does, it leads to Shorefront Park. And DOT has just been patching that with concrete. But I had requested that the historical stairs and rail be redone. The rail is literally, the bolts are all rusted out. And that's the step that leads down to the Metro North station.
Right. Right. No.
Mike Dial?
Yeah, from Palisade Avenue down to
Yeah,
AGL.
right.
Can you send me
Down
a
to
photo of
Edsel.
that?
Yeah, sure.
You're right.
I love sending photos.
Excellent, thank you. 'Cause
311
everybody needs a
ignores
photo.
them. And then
No,
I know that you had said
so it's called
the-
Bradley Terrace.
Bradley Terrace or John J. McKelvey Way. It was renamed. It goes from Palisade Avenue to Edsel, Edsall Avenue, which is the oval road that goes down to the Metro North station. And then my last question, Edsel was on the resurfacing schedule for fiscal year 2024, but it still hasn't been resurfaced, and now it's even worse condition. Would that be an expense request or maintenance?
That was gonna be my next question. Are you going to be discussing streets that are desired for repaving? Because that's typically part of this winter, spring TNT process.
It's, right now, we're working on capital budget. and
Okay, so you
expense.
won't address it for a month or two or so?
Yes.
Okay.
let's just get through so we can have a budget. So our budget chair doesn't.
Okay, so Edsel wouldn't be a capital because we don't want a complete street, because they'd have to cantilever the sidewalk off into the park.
No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying if it's paving and it's winter time, it's not a, believe it's a capital expense, it's more of a maintenance.
Jody, as you may recall, there is a cycle in which the community boards are requested to prioritize street paving. And that's separate from the capital and expense budget process.
Budget process.
Yes, but I was questioning whether the fact that it is no longer just a paving and something more, something
Extensive.
bigger, like milling. They've got to re-mill it because it's all patches. Is that for this, or is that for the later spring
So
list?
if it's that bad, we could request DOT to do an evaluation of it, and then they can determine the extent what is needed.
I will
Yeah,
tell
that'll
you
be
that
my third email to you.
Okay, good.
I will tell you that I submitted 311, not on Edsel, but Palisade Avenue, right at the same location, immediately under the bridge. And I made that request, it's saying that it wasn't done for years because of all the bridge work above, and it sort of made sense. But that's all done. And so I requested that it be repaved, and I got a notice back from the borough commissioner saying, our field unit said, oh, we can patch, potholes. And it's well beyond that. And I believe what Jody's talking about is probably well beyond that as well.
It needs a whole.
It really needs a serious paving. And it was fine to let it go bad during construction, but now it's time that they should move it up. I mean, really, the state should pave it. That's a different conversation.
Yeah.
All right, so anything else for our expense and capital? That's it. So I'm adding Jerome Reservoir lighting for the capital budget. I'm adding the Irwin Park for additional lighting also for the capital. I'm also adding on the Bradley Terrace Step Street. And Jody's gonna email me photos and more specifics so we can attach it, because we have the photos from the other ones. And then under the expense budget, the only thing we really add is the cleanup of the swell on Johnson Avenue to Irwin.
And the lighting.
And the light, right, yeah, and the lighting.
I put lighting, I put the lighting under.
The lighting, like just general DOT lighting in the district. I would think that would be under expense. If it's Ewan and Jerome, I would think that would be capital. I don't know.
I put Jerome Reservoir lighting in Irwin under capital. Under capital.
Yeah.
And then because there is such a high number of lights out in the district, asking for, I know they're gonna say this is a part of the typical work done by DOT, but I think we should just, put it out there and publicly shame them for not replacing light bulbs or fuses or whatever the.
But they're gonna
issue.
ask specifically where. That's the crazy.
Sure, and Farrah's got a whole list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Lighting in CBA.
I want to pass along something. I was at a meeting that DOT had. I still don't know the reason for this, but the commissioner who's now left, Dennis Rodriguez. This was a few months ago. Julie and I were there, and we discussed this issue. It was for the whole Bronx. I mean, there were people from all over the Bronx, so we didn't spend much time on our community board because so many of them. But at the end, we did talk to the people who were specifically responsible for Riverdale. I don't know that they covered Kingsbridge or Kingsbridge Heights, but they definitely covered Riverdale. And they said, and we talked about this problem of lights being out. 311 is submitted, it's closed, and the lights, there are no lights.
Yeah.
And they said, I swear to you, this is the truth. They said, well, we don't have a night crew. Our crew is a daytime crew. They said, we depend on the community to tell us about lights that are out at night. That was just mind-boggling to me. How would you ever know that
Right.
you have lights out if you don't have anybody who goes out at night? You're relying 100% on the community to do
But then they
that
can't
work.
find the light. That's the thing I don't understand.
What?
I gave the persons between Arlington Avenue and Riverdale Avenue, the pole is on the northbound side, and so they could not find the light. I'm like,
Right, but
But they
again,
often have a number on them, but
they usually do, that's right.
I actually, for what it's worth to you, I have spent many conversations with Renee Luciano, who is the Bronx representative to DOT.
Yeah, I don't remember the name.
But I got him to replace a number of lights on Palisade Avenue, and clearing up a couple of step streets, but moreover, to coordinate with state DOT on the Henry Hudson Parkway,
Mhm.
where half to 2/3 of the lights on the highway,
Are out.
at least from Sawmill River Parkway to the Henry Hudson Bridge are out, were out. They've largely covered them, not completely.
Mhm.
But Renee is a good resource.
Yeah, I don't, again, I don't remember the names of the people who were involved, but. you
Yeah,
know,
Pharaoh's brought it up multiple times at the
Mhm.
DSC,
DSC meeting, right, yeah.
so it's just willful at this point.
we hope that'll be the New Year's resolution.
Yes,
Have the lights on.
yes.
Okay, with that being said, we're good with for this?
Mhm.
Okay, we may have to. New business. I received a couple of emails about Bailey Avenue.
Mm,
Bike lane and parking stuff.
No, traffic. People not able to,
was it
move
truck?
around. Tractor trailers not able to make the turn. Because of, the barriers and we,
At Van Cortlandt Park?
yeah.
Uh,
And let me just go to the email, and we expressed the concerns and they said they were able to do it, they were able to do it, and now we have photos that say that they can't. So we're just trying to work with them and see what can be done.
Well, the photos that I saw, that they were from 230th and Broadway.
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah,
This
oh,
is
the second one, yes, you're right.
Yeah, okay, we could pass this down, I think you have the same, did you guys get this or no?
no,
This is 230th and the tractor trailer, so
Right,
I'm sorry I can't pass this to you, Sylvia. It's a tractor trailer trying to make a turn over the barrier. There's a triangular
oh yeah.
barrier that they needed to put there after we said, please don't put it there. And now the tractor trailer can't make the turn, so the gentleman from DOT said it's because the tractor trailer is too long.
that's right. No, they said, you know, I don't know anything about this, but whoever responded
Yeah.
said, you're not in the city. There's a prescribed length, maximum length for these vehicles, and these vehicles were over
Sorry.
the maximum length. They're not supposed to be there. You know, I don't know, but that would explain why they're unable to make some of these
And
turns.
apparently that driver didn't know either, which
Right.
puts pedestrians at risk, it puts
Mhm.
a lot of people at risk.
Yeah,
The other one is coming off of the highway on Van Cortlandt, coming off the Major Deegan.
Yeah.
Portland South.
Tractor trailers coming off,
Mm-hmm.
couldn't really execute the turn, he's coming onto oncoming traffic to try to swing back into the lane, back into traffic, it's.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that part where, once you're coming from northbound Deegan and you get off and you're supposed to keep to the right
Mhm.
and continue on Van Cortlandt Park South,
Mhm.
you still see cars trying to jump across and turn left
Mhm.
rather than keep to the right,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
It's,
I received a email from someone in the community who was stuck in traffic because a tractor trailer was trying to go north on Bailey Avenue and making the turn at 230th Street to go down to Broadway, which is a retail area with the mall and stores and whatever. So I guess they had deliveries to make, and they got stuck in the cross the streets there, and they couldn't get the truck out of the way. So I think that should be looked at also.
Well, we raised this concern before they did the construction. We raised it, and I can tell you who was the individual who requested the information, which was Dan Paternak. I can remember, he was sitting in that chair.
Right.
And they told him specifically it would not be an issue, and here we have it's an issue.
Well, and part of the problem is the 230 on Broadway, in front of the post office, where it says no parking, no standing. There are postal trucks there 24/7. And Elliot Engel tackled that years ago when he was our congressman and talked to the postmaster and got him to move. But now that they've sold the property, the parking lot behind the post office, they don't really have a place for them. They're parking there all the time. And I spoke with Richie Torres's community affairs guy, Joe McManus. And he said, well, you know, it's the post office and we can't make them do anything. They don't have license plates, so we can't, you know.
But the bigger problem is they're also doing regular construction there.
Yes.
Under this,
Yes,
so
absolutely.
it just exacerbates
Right.
the issue.
But the one thing that is manageable is the postal trucks. And we need somebody to put some leverage on the postal office location at Kingsbridge and say, you can't park there. I mean, it's not an inconvenience. I mean, there's a red sign there because it's too narrow for any vehicle, nonetheless, an oversized step van.
Correct.
Yeah, but then the post office response is going to be, where do we park the trucks? So we're gonna have to find some, you know, somebody's gonna have to find a place for those
I
trucks.
know where they could go. They could go to the police parking lot behind Stop and Shop
Yeah.
because the 5-0 is not using it,
Well-
even though they rented it.
Well,
Yeah, well,
we could,
good luck.
Yeah, right.
we'll put that for another time.
Exactly.
To flush out, but what I do have here, next on the agenda is the left signal light for West 256th Street and Riverdale Avenue
yeah.
by PS 81.
And
You're
which
coming-
direction is that going in? What are they requesting?
North to west?
I mean,
or
are they
south?
coming down Riverdale Avenue and making a
Coming
left by
down
the
Riverdale
school?
Avenue would be north, would be going north,
Well, I think that's going up Riverdale, but
going up.
we could
north,
argue, but we're talking about northbound, making the left
Yeah,
up the hill
up
towards
the
the
hill.
Up the
Y.
hill to the Y.
to the Y.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
The turning light there
Yeah.
because of the
Oh.
double. Cause the issue is people are going 3, 4, 5 cycles of lights. There's an issue with people not exactly adhering to driving rules
Mhm.
and placing pedestrians at risk because, you know, when the light does turn, they're trying to walk and they've been waiting how many cycles and they.
Mhm.
I think the part of the problem is also that the parents are still dropping kids off on
Riverdale
Riverdale
Avenue.
Avenue when they're supposed to only turn the corner.
Yeah.
Which is actually a nice release valve.
But they, but that's not,
It's not happening.
It's not happening.
Yeah,
So then you have all these cars backing up, literally from almost to the Henry Hudson Parkway.
Maybe somebody from our education committee could talk to the principal about that.
well, this issue has come up
Several
in the
times.
past, several times.
I don't think this is anything new.
Right,
No.
and when they reconfigured Riverdale Avenue, you know, it was brought up again. There could be a left turn lane. It was at both 256 and 259. It's
There is
come
a
up.
turning lane there,
Yes, right.
but what we're requesting is a physical light now.
Right, right. And as the DOT commissioner at the time said, you know, if we give time northbound, we have to take it away from southbound. You know, he said, there's only so much time for the light. If you know, if we're holding back the southbound traffic, so the northbound traffic can go, you know, make a left turn, it's going to slow down the southbound traffic. I'm not a traffic engineer. You know, I don't know how this works. I haven't tried to figure it out. But, you know, they did say in the past, when everything was reconfigured on Riverdale Avenue, they'd look at it again.
So
So
we're
we
gonna
can bring it
ask
up
them,
again. Yeah,
ask them to
yeah,
relook at.
bring it up again.
Bob, you have a
Yeah.
great memory. I totally forgot about that.
Well,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No, I mean, I remember that
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
but that particular comment.
it's because I drive that street fairly often, that's why.
Well, maybe
Like,
the southbound people could wait in the Key Food parking.
No, we're gonna have a whole new store there.
We hope-
I hope so.
we hope.
So we're gonna request that DOT does a time study.
Sure.
Well,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
whatever it's
yeah.
called, yeah, yeah.
And that's a sort of a normal thing for them to do, you know, that's nothing special.
Yeah.
So
A
they should be
study.
able to accommodate that fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but not before I retire. Okay. All right, so is there, we have, information that I reviewed from Scrutiny. I have it right here,
Oh,
because
right.
I printed it out. Let me get my other set of glasses.
Mhm.
And we did pretty much follow through on a lot of the things that was mentioned. And we did follow up. So just for the minutes, we did review the minutes of special community racial equity. And they had a meeting on the 4th. Before the 4th, we did already had some of these things, some of the items addressed. We did follow up with 231st Street and Broadway and ADA access and things of that sort. And their response to us was, because they're under construction, they really don't have to adhere to ADA.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's under construction. They'll do their best to try to make sure that things are lit, that they're items that are not in the way. But in terms of ADA, they're not really able to do it when they're under construction.
Have they given a sense of how much longer? 3 months? 6
Oh.
months, 9 months,
No.
18?
2 more years at
2 or 3
least.
more years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Realize that.
2030.
I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that. Wow.
It's a long time.
Yes, maybe we can get them to bury
And
their lines.
then NTA, we're gonna circle back around with them tomorrow. We'll see what tomorrow on the 16th, what that brings.
Do you have somebody who can be there?
Deborah Harris,
Oh, she can.
She
Oh,
can.
good.
she can.
What's on that agenda tomorrow?
Just on Broadway and 261st Street, there's issues with the buses.
The turnaround?
Yeah, a
Mhm.
lot of buses.
Yeah.
And now with adding the city bike
City bike,
stands,
right.
it's gonna be tight.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wow.
So that may. we'll
Always
see
found
what
that interesting that they can make a U-turn over double yellow lines. Constantly.
Yeah, and at 242nd as well. It's bizarre. Anyway.
Okay. The next item was work with TNT on the lack of sanitation at areas, and they are aggressively making sure that they have workers picking up debris and garbage. That's something they said they have to and they will be doing, and I've driven down there and I see it's a lot cleaner. It's a lot cleaner. On 242 and Broadway, it's a lot cleaner. I see them actively picking things up and making sure things are tidied and tied down. 231st Street and Broadway,
It's bad.
it's bad.
Yeah.
I took a picture and sent it. There was things not secured. I don't know why it's not as tidy. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I was told it's not exactly the same contractors working in one area as opposed to another. Exactly. I sent
Great.
pictures to Farah to send it to the person that's in charge because the gates were open,
Yeah.
2 o'clock in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and there was nobody working.
Yeah.
So it's still an issue.
Yeah.
So I think, we have to be our brother's keeper.
Mhm.
And as we see, it, take photos and send it to them to let them know.
Yeah.
So that is all we.
But one thing that might help is trying to get traffic to be more on top of it, like the people that are double parking on Broadway, they're really creating big problems. And if there are more traffic, giving up tickets along there, you know, I would think there'd be less double parking.
Well, most of the double parking's because people are trying to get in and out of stores.
Exactly.
No, I understand that. I understand that.
It's accessible,
Yeah.
there's,
Right.
But a lot of them are parking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no
between the
parking
poles.
anymore.
Right, right. But, you know, you get some tickets. You get religion, you figure out a way to park 3 blocks away and not make driving through hellacious for the rest of the community.
resident. We could bring it up, but that would be safety.
Yes.
It wouldn't be, traffic wouldn't.
Well, I mean, it all depends. We could, you know, we can bring it up too, but.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But
we could bring it
yeah,
up
it'd be
too.
good to be in touch with that about it.
Okay, is there any other things, anything, any ideas for next month's meeting, February?
We should have one.
Bernie?
We
Huh?
we can talk about
We should have one.
well, I guess it'll be too soon to talk about street paving.
No, it's February, because March we're not having a meeting.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that actually would be a good time.
Yeah, because we'll have the potholes fresh in our memory.
Okay. Well, then we should do it, yeah.
Yeah, so let's think about potholes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
Okay.
any other items?
I just want to thank everybody for a lively discussion on Tuesday night.
Yeah. Great
over
job,
our,
Bob.
Bob?
That was interesting.
Enlighten me, Bob, what was that?
No.
It's a long.
Look at the
Long
video.
story, look at
Yeah.
the video.
Yeah.
Everything I say, just look at the video.
Yeah, that's right.
But thank
According
you,
to Warner Wolf. Go to videotape.
It was ready.
Yeah. It was, you know,
It was great.
that's,
It was a good discussion.
it was a good discussion.
Well, my bigger concern is
Yeah, I know.
why our car insurance in the Bronx is so expensive because of people's failure to adhere to.
No, you're right.
And the
Rules, what?
recklessness, like we gotta do something.
And
the
part of-
recklessness.
And part of the
No.
problem is driving is not a privilege.
Mhm.
And how many times have you been pulled over in New York City? 0. Unless you're doing something crazy. The cops have they have bigger fish to fry. So like if that is our only means to
Yeah,
slow people down.
yeah. No, I mean,
that's
traffic
insufficient.
laws are virtually unenforced.
Right.
So, yeah,
And there are people that just don't even have driver's license.
yeah.
So there's
Yes.
nothing to take away because they never had it.
Well, and then there's
And
many
you
who
get
have a
arrested for that.
suspended license. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, that was
We need
fun.
to adjourn.
Yes. Yes.
Motion to
Oh,
adjourn.
motion to adjourn, right.
Second.
Third, fourth.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you,
Okay,
Sylvia.
Sylvia,
night.
I'm gonna sign your name on the card,
Yeah.
Ingrid, okay?
Give me the
please do.
high level
Okay,
version.
thank you.
please.
All right,
What was
bye-bye.
about.
Oh, we just,
Can you close this out, Bob?
yeah.
Good night, everybody.
I'll see you next month. Good night, thank you for your contribution, thank
Where
you.
are you?
It's on the right.
Just end, right?
Yeah, end.
End.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. And on it.